Joining us right now live, Nick Jonas. What's up, bro?
Hello, hello. How are you doing, man?
Great. I like to see you roll in under the radar here without 1,000 people. I mean, this is standard fare for you, isn't it?
It was cool. We actually came in with a smaller group today. It was funny walking in. Just usually it's a big group of people walking into the radio station, but today it was just me and a couple people.
You and Sonny.
Yes,
you and
Sonny
you'll meet
Thompson.
in just a little bit. But not one dude, right? There's a lot of chicks out there. That's a sea of heaven.
I saw a couple dudes,
couple
but
dudes out there.
a lot of girls.
Hey, let's talk about what you're doing. Nick Jonas and his solo project. Does this mean it's the end of the Jonas Brothers?
Absolutely not. This is a side project, something that my brother's blessed let me go doing this time that we had off, and it was an amazing thing being able to go to Nashville with some guys who I really admire musically and making a record that left proud with, and just so excited that it's all premiering now, and I've got the support of the fans and my brothers.
Let me go back 10 years ago. Let's just say in your head, 10, 8, 7 years ago in your head. Was, in your mind, the plan to do this?
I don't know. I think that, the Jonas Brothers kind of started off with me doing a solo project with Columbia Records, and then once we wrote a song together, it kind of formed into the group, and that's where we felt most confident and most secure together. So I think the thought of maybe doing something on my own, breaking out at some point was there, but it would have to be the right time. And this slot, this 2 weeks back in April, where we all kind of went and did things that were on our hearts, it came up, and it was crazy how it all worked out, especially now with the timing with the performance last night and the single drop, and it feels like the right time.
When you're going to ask somebody out, or even when you're going to break up with somebody, you rehearse that conversation in your head several times. What was the conversation like that you had with your brothers, and how many different times did you go through it in your head when you said, I want to do this now, I want to do it now?
I wouldn't compare it to a breakup.
Or even a get-together. But you know what I mean? Like those important conversations in life you think about, and you wonder, okay, is it tomorrow, or should I wait a week? What was the conversation like?
The surprising thing was that when I talked to them individually, and they were both so supportive from step one. I mean, I said, guys, I've got some songs that are on my heart that I've been writing that stylistically aren't necessarily right for the Jonas Brothers sound, but I feel like this is something that if I have your blessing, I'd love to go do. And I think both of them, basically what they said was, look, Nick, we know who you are, we know where your head's at and what you want to do, and they said, go do it. We can't wait to hear it.
And these songs, you've got, 3 years of songs that you were sort of, year after year after year, you're writing different songs, solo songs.
Yeah, we've written a lot of songs as the brothers, and sometimes there are songs that come up that are a little different than our sound. And some of these songs were like that. It goes back to about a year.
About a year.
And started with a song called Rose Garden that I'm going to be playing a little bit, but starting off with this concept of taking kind of my fascination with the presidency and trying to write songs with double meanings. And so there's a lot of songs on the record and the name of the band that kind of have that going on. And
Nick Jonas in the administration. And
Yes.
we have seen your presidential sort of side role. I've seen you speaking. We've seen you dressed up, and we've seen the pins. Do you follow all politics?
Not all. I mean,
you follow the office of the president?
I follow the president. I think that the concept of the presidency and the White House in general is what really gets me. Having had the honor of going a couple times and just seeing all that surrounds him and how much work goes into each detail of his career, his life, it's really interesting to me.
See, I watch what a president goes through and think to myself, why would anybody ever want to do that?
I think because it looks very challenging, and it's I'm always up for a good challenge. But
this is a serious challenge.
It's the president, so it's a pretty big challenge.
And what do you think of his speech this week?
I actually haven't been able to see it yet, but I've heard from a lot of people about it. And when it comes to politics, I try to keep my voice silent. That's why when I go into I want to be the president one day, people are like, "What's your stand?"
Yeah,
and it's like music right now. Maybe later on I'll figure out what that is. But
forever people are going to ask you, when are you going to run? Because you've been on record saying it.
Well, it's 2040.
Yeah, that's the actual. That's
the
when?
actual date. I'm eligible before that, but I wanted to wait.
My deal's up by then, so I can't. We can't announce it, but somebody will be sitting here doing it. Well, congratulations on everything, Nick Jonas and the administration. We're going to play this. Thank you for sending this out to us first. He did it last night on CBS Live. Here it is now. This is Who I Am. Nick Jonas and the administration. 102.7 KISS FM. That is Nick Jonas and the administration. I like that song, man.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
I Am. So you hear that on the radio. What are you thinking about?
It's hard to believe. I go back to the moment in the studio playing it for the band for the first time and just, thinking, is this going to work? How is this going to happen? And not knowing where we'd be at this point in time when it was actually releasing. Performing it last night was amazing, and then it was actually a trending topic all night on Twitter, which was pretty incredible.
Who was the first person that heard it like complete?
Oh, the whole thing done? Well, it was probably us in the studio, but I mean, once we got back, I went back to Texas, home for a couple days, and played it for the family. So I think my grandparents were there too. My grandfather was there in the studio with me when it happened, and it was cool.
Exciting stuff, man.
Thank you.
He's going on tour, kicking off January 2nd, so right after the break.
Right after the break. So we go down for the holidays and take some time then, and then January 2nd, head out. And the first couple tickets for the pre-sale, fan club pre-sale, went up and did well, which was a relief. I mean, with this whole project, I wasn't sure what to expect. Obviously going into it, you hope that it's going to be good and the response will be good, but you never know, especially with kind of breaking out and doing something different than your usual stuff. But to see the response from the amazing fans and just from everyone has been great so far.
Well, you look back at, I'm trying to think of a group or an artist that's done this. If you take the Black Eyed Peas and Fergie, I mean, look at that model.
Exactly.
It works, and everyone seems to be fine with it.
I mean, definitely look up to them. They killed it last night at the Grammys.
No, I saw that.
And they've been cool to us every time that we've seen them. And I think going into it, that was kind of the best reference I could give. There's a couple other artists. Albert Hammond Jr. is the guitar player for the Strokes. He did something like this, and it's similar. I think that they can coexist, and they will. And we got a lot coming up as the Jonas Brothers next year, and we've got a lot coming up with this as well.
All right, and coming up next right here, you're going to do something live. I see I got to talk about Sonny's hair, and we got to send a picture of this. Sonny has the biggest mop I've ever seen on his head. Dude. So tell us who you brought with you and what you're going to do next.
This is Sonny Thompson. He plays guitar in the administration. Played with
If
Prince.
that's our administration, we got a new future ahead of us. Yes. He looks relaxed.
It's freedom of the dude.
It's fun, though. We're having a good time, and I'm playing with a lot of guys that I admire musically and who have played with guys that I admire, and so I'm learning a lot from them, and we're just out here jamming together.
All right, Nick, coming up live right here next. He will perform. Heather, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you. Congratulations. We've got a pair of Jingle Ball tickets for you. It's sold out. You're in this Saturday, the Nokia Theater, LA Live, plus the Seacrest holiday must-have present, the HP Mini 110 laptop by Studio Tord Bunchi. Slim, lightweight enough to fit into a Merce or a small bag.
Nice.
I've got one of those.
I saw in London. Hang on.
Oh, my goodness.
Let's bounce to Newport Beach for a second. Good morning. Who is this?